Hi everybody, this is Doreen from Privies and Prims, and Merry Christmas! Today is Christmas Day 2023, and I wish you all a blessed day, just full of peace and comfort and contentment. And we are going to do a floss tube here. My business name is Privies and Prims, and it is cross stitch, punch needle, wool applique, a little bit of prim dolls, whatever I feel like doing. That's what will be on here, but it's mostly cross stitch and punch needle. So welcome to everybody. Welcome to the new people, and welcome to the ones that have been with me all along. I appreciate all of you. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up before you leave the video. So today I'm going to do kind of a winter pattern parade with you, and I'm going to show you some finishes, and we're going to announce the winner of the little pin cushions. So first I want to show you, this is my dresser that I refinished, and I guess you can tell maybe in the video, but I did distress it a little bit. It is a very country blue. I love the color, and it worked out really well. So I know that some people don't like to paint old furniture. This one must be really old. The knobs on it, when you turn, normally it would be a bolt on the inside that holds that knob on. Well, on this one, it's actually threaded. And let me get one off and show you. So you can see here how that wood is. It's actually threaded on the wood. There's no bolt. So I'm thinking that this is really old. And but the top was in really bad condition. It had all kinds of like water rings and stuff around the top. So it definitely needed a lot of work. And I prefer painted furniture. Almost every piece of furniture in my apartment is painted. And that's just what I prefer. So I painted it and I love it. And then down below it, you see the bench. So that came out really good also. Now I could not distress the bench because it was painted that kind of bright color underneath. And when I went to distress it, the bright color came up instead of just like the bare wood. So I had to just leave it as the blue without being distressed. But I still like it. I like it a lot. My bike, for a little life update, I have sold my bike to one of my camping friends, and they will be picking it up sometime in the first half of January. So even though I love the bike, I don't have room for it, and I didn't want to, have to cart it around all the time and try to find a place to store it. So I'm just going to let it go. And then another thing is my little tree back here, as you see. I'll put a close-up picture of it. But I took that tree actually was a curbside find. You know how people set stuff out at the curb if like for trash pickup or whatever, if they don't want it anymore. Well, last year somebody set that out at the curb, and it was after they had a yard sale. So it was a yard sale leftover. And I had been to the yard sale, and so I knew what the tree was. So I pulled over and got it. And it's in the base. I have it in a crock, a stoneware crock. But inside that, the tree is actually in a basket. It's permanently like in a basket. So it was perfect for Christmas in July when I was camping. And I said it was a centerpiece for the picnic table, and I put all kinds of bright, flashy stuff on it. So to be kind of retro. So I took all that off and I just put it in the crock. I wasn't going to do a Christmas tree at all, but then yesterday I just decided that I was going to put this little tree up. So I made my little vignette there, and I'll show you closer up what that looks like. So another thing I did yesterday, since I got the dresser finished, I moved the top two shelves in this cabinet. You can see what that looks like. So it has 4 shelves in it, and the top 2 shelves were my clothes. So I moved them into the dresser, and now my fabric is in the top of the cabinet. So instead of being in storage closet where it was just a mess all the time, now I have it color coordinated in piles, and I can access it much better. So yesterday was like a productive day for me. I feel like it was a productive day. The other thing I did is these are my patterns. Now this is 2 baskets together, but I got these baskets a few years ago at Dollar Tree. And I decided to organize my cross stitch patterns yesterday. So I did them by season, and I just took a piece of cardboard and cut it up. And that one says spring, Easter, Valentine's Day. And then I have summer, patriotic, fall, Thanksgiving, Christmas, winter. And then in the back is every day. So that's how they are now organized. And that is my stash in 1 year. So I'm sure it's going to grow, and I'm going to have to separate these baskets and go into the second basket. But that's how I organize my patterns. So, oops, sorry for that noise. Okay, so speaking of winter patterns, oh, those are just cross stitch, by the way. My punch needle are in another basket, and my wool applique are in another basket, and then the primitive dolls are just in a plastic bag, like a zipper bag. So for Valentine's Day, I don't really like decorate for Valentine's Day, but there are two patterns that I want to do because I have a peg rack in my dining room area. So I had bought this when I first started stitching, and I haven't stitched it yet, but I really like it. It says Prim Stitcher's Heart. And that, I mean, I would leave it out all year. So there's the designer, Sub Rosa. I would leave this out all year. And I'll probably do it really prim looking. I don't know what fabric she used, but mine will either be walnut stained or coffee stained. And then the other one by the same designer is I found this one. So I really like these. So I am thinking the peg rack has 3 pegs on it. So I might do, and I don't even know how big they're going to turn out, but like one on each side, and then hang something else in the middle. Well, I can see how big they are. There's the template right there. So they're about as big as the piece of paper. So, but those, I think I'm going to stitch these, and then those will be for winter. But I do have a whole stack of patterns here. I went through on my punch needle and my cross stitch patterns. So I'm going to show you all the ones that I have that I think are winter and not Christmas. But this is some future plans, which sometimes get done and sometimes don't. So let me find a place. I'm like crowded here, like everybody on flosstube. You know, you don't see what's behind the camera. So I started this the other day. I felt like I wanted to do something different, and I was going to do some wool applique. I didn't get real far. I have had, when I did my video last Sunday, my throat was a little scratchy, and I thought that I was coming down with something, and it turns out that I had strep throat. So I am on antibiotics for 10 days, and but they make me kind of groggy. They make me tired. So I don't have a lot of motivation, even though in my head I think, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. But I don't have like the energy to do it. So I've been taking a lot of naps and resting. But this is something I got just a tiny bit motivated. Pieces are falling. Hold on. I had made this many, many years ago. And I love this pattern. It's so primitive. There's the name of it, and that's who designed it. Excuse me. Anyway, I remember it being a ton of work. So let me put this back because I have all these little pieces. I don't want to lose them. So I got my wool stash out. The bottom 2 shelves in that cabinet are wool. And I got the wool out. And I cut the black for the background. Now this is not attached. This is just laying on there. So I'm going to be careful, or it's not going to fall. This is what I got cut. If you can see. Again, it's just laying on there. It's not attached. And the way I do mine is I put just a little dab of like Aleene's tacky glue on it, but I love those prim colors, and so that's the center of it. And then I did put some stabilizer on the back. Now all the rest of the pieces are here. And this is why I don't like to do wool applique all the time, because of all this prep work. And I do have one of the machines that cuts the circles, like they use on the old tattered flag, but they're all different colors. So it's not like you can, and yeah, I can cut the little square of this color and a little square of that color, but to me, it's just easier. This is freezer paper. I iron this on the wool and then I cut the shape out. And to me, that's easier than using the Sissix machine. But I did pull these colors to use all these great prim colors. Now, I don't know if I'll even finish this. I guess one day I will, but for that day, it kind of got out of my system really quick. And that's all I got done. So I put it away in this big bag, and when I feel like working on it again, I will get that back out and do those circles. But that is just a little bit that I was working on. So I do want to ask y'all, this says embroidery cotton. This is from Hobby Lobby. And it doesn't say what count it is. Have any of you ever stitched on this? Leave me a comment and tell me. It doesn't say what count it is. And I measured one piece and it seemed like it was like 46 or something. It was way too small for me to see. So I don't know if this is actually cross stitch fabric or not, but it just says embroidery cotton. And then they're 15 inches by 18 inches, but it doesn't tell you the count. And I don't know if this is actually cross stitch fabric. So let me know if you have stitched on this. Because I love these colors, but gosh, that count is so tiny. I don't know that I can do it. So I'm going to show you what I've been working on. I have a whip. My lovely project bag. And my whip is this one by Brenda Jarret. I love this pattern. So I got across the top the other night. See, it was the day before yesterday. I think I got to the H and then I realized it wasn't going to fit. I cut the fabric the wrong size. So I had to take all of that out so I can use the fabric for something else, but it won't be for this one. And thankfully, I had another piece of fabric that was large enough. It's kind of cutting it close on the top and bottom, but that's what I have done. So I did this last night. This is last night's stitching. And now I go down. So you'll see it starts with the N and goes down. And that's what I'll be doing today. So this is something that I want to do. I've ordered some other things that are not cross stitch that are going to be like cabin wise. And these aren't really cabins, but they're thought box houses and they kind of fit in with that cabin style. So it's all going to go together anyway in one area near where my bed is. So that is my current whip. I am, if you're new, I am a monogamous stitcher. Pretty much. I did do one large pattern earlier this winter or fall, and I did some smalls while I was working on that, but pretty much I am a monogamous stitcher. Now this is another one that if I didn't have the fabric for that one to do it, that was the right size, I started and got this one ready and kitted it up. And it's Teresa Kogut, and I love that. So I might do this one next because I have it already kitted up. But it's called Honey and Wool Farm, and it's Teresa Kogut. It's got the sheep. I really like it. And it's not real big. Well, it says 10.5 by 5.5. So it's long, but it's not tall. So those are my two kitted projects. And there's the project bag. Beautiful fabric. And I did have the information. I don't think I have her card laying right here, but I had the information in my last video. Old Crow Mercantile, I think it is. I actually have it saved on my Google Drive, so I'll put that her business card here if you're interested in the bags. I sent her the fabric for those, and I requested them to be 8 by 10 size because I usually do smalls, and you can see they're perfect for me. I don't use a hoop. I don't use a Q-snap, so they work perfect for me. So the next one is a finish. I have 2 complete finishes this week, and this is by Not Forgotten Farm, and it's called Merry Old Christmas. I love this pattern. And you can find that on her Etsy shop. And this is my finish here. So this basket I got at an antique mall because I post, if you're new here and you want to follow me between videos, follow me on Privies and Prims on Facebook and DoreenBrannon.priviesandprims on Instagram. And so I post pictures there when I'm working on stuff just about every day. And some, people have asked me about this basket. I got it. I found it at an antique mall. I think it was like $15, $18. I've never seen another one like it. So I don't have any information on it. It does not look to be signed anywhere. So I don't know if it's handmade or made in China or what it is, but anyway, this goes on the middle hook on that peg rack I was talking about. So whatever, if I do the heart on each side, this would be in the middle of them. So there is my finish, and I will take it out and show it to you. The trim that I used is from Purple Paper Mountain on Etsy, and I did just a very light coffee stain on it because I needed it just a little bit darker so it would match. And there it is. And then I also, after I was finished stitching, I think I used the called for colors. I'm not exactly sure. But after I was finished stitching, I very lightly coffee stained it because I wanted to tone down the, like this orange and stuff that it's like a rusty color. And my E is messed up. I messed up the first one. And so then I went ahead and did the second one the same way on purpose, so that they would look the same instead of taking it out. But there it is. And then on the back, I just did some homespun and I put my label on there. I stuffed them in the middle. I don't do it on a seam. It is stuffed with fiberfill. And then I put a piece of red wool on it, just whip stitched it and put my label on, which is coffee stained. It is Ever Emblem on Etsy. And they come white, and then I coffee stain them. And here's the package. Show you. So here it is. That's the name. And they come like in a strip like this because you can get them already cut, but it costs more. So why not cut it yourself and save the money? They come in this strip, and then I just dunk them in coffee, lay them on a piece of tin foil, and let them dry because they come white. And mine are iron-on. So if you do order them, you have to be careful when you order them and make sure you get what you want. Like you have to check that you want the iron-on and things like that, and the uncut and stuff. So that is that finish. Then my other finish is, it was right here. Oh, okay. This one is a Brenda Gervais. Let me take it out of the package with my needle and thread. And this was gifted to me. And it's called Saint Noel. So it's supposed to be like a ditty pocket and you put stuff in it. And I just made it as a pillow. And this is my finish. And this is, I think, going on Etsy. I don't have really any place to put a pillow this size. So I think this is going to go on Etsy. And I finished the back the same as I did the other one with the same fabric, the same wool and everything. So it is stitched on some kind of even weave. I think it's Lugana, but it's from thrift store and I don't remember which one it was. And I don't remember if I coffee stained it or if that's the color it was, but there it is. The trim, the mini pom-pom trim, again, is from Purple Paper Mountain on Etsy. Her stuff is great and she does have good prices. So check that out. I'm thinking about that one, whether I want to keep it or not. I don't know. If I don't like fall in love with something and absolutely love it, then sometimes I just sell it because I can't keep everything. I have a 1-bedroom apartment. I don't have room for it. But now that I have this little dresser, I have a new display place to put stuff, which means I have to make more stuff. So, and people think I stitch fast, but I need to stitch faster because now I have a whole new thing to display. Like after Christmas, what do I put there? I don't have anything to put there. Oh, okay. I did want to talk about haul. When I was in Pennsylvania, this stuff was in my car and I forgot that it was in there. When I went to there's a video of Art of Recycle, and that's where I got this stuff. I showed in my last video this little bag of yarn and a wooden board. Those were actually from Lancaster Creative Reuse, which is another thrift store. I didn't do a video there. They were really low on stock of what I used, so I was disappointed, and there wasn't really much to do a video of. But Art of Recycle is where I got this stuff. So I wanted to show you this. This was $1. Look how big that is. And it's a wall basket. This could also hang on that center hook if I needed something more narrow than the half basket. So this is painted, and it's a textured paint, and I think it'll show up there, yeah. So that is absolutely cool for $1. And I can just see, my first thought was Teresa Kogut Santa's punch needle on here. But I don't want to do that because I'm really more into snowmen than I am Santas. So I don't, which I think is why this is not really speaking to me. I'm not sure. I like snowmen a lot better. This one was 50 cents. And it's a little pocket. Again, it goes on the wall. So this can also hang on that middle hook. Whatever I decide I can put on here. And this one was 50 cents. They have a big bin, and you'll see if you go back and watch that video, there's a huge bin of baskets. And all the baskets in there are 50 cents. And then, of course, this long one was $1, but it was separate. So it says 50 cents unless marked. I don't know if one of those hearts might fit in this. Let me see. Maybe I could display it in there. But it might not. Well, it's not the same shape exactly, but hey, it might go in there, so it might work. So that might be a display thing for the heart for one of them. We will see what comes out, because when I go to do my finishing, I just kind of pull from what I have and I say, okay, what can I use? So that's how I do that. And it usually sometimes will change as I'm doing it. And I was like, no, let me use this instead. I have to insert this because I forgot to show you one of my finishes. So this is Country Rustic Primitives, and it's called Feeding the Reindeer, the pattern, and she's on Etsy. And I put this on an old book, and then you display it like this. And I got this idea from Teresa Kogut because she has done a few of hers like that. So a friend of mine got me this old book. It's about actually a Native American. It's called Black Hawk. So I put this on the back so that I wouldn't cover the title of the book. But I did just glue it on. It is on a piece of foam core, and wrapped the fabric around that, and then this is just folded back and ironed and then attached by just a bead of hot glue to this background fabric. And then the trim is olive green mini pom-pom, and it is from Purple Paper Mountain on Etsy. So that's where you can get that. And I'm sorry, I forgot to put this on before. So it is stitched on Osnaburg is what I stitched that on. And I love how this one turned out. Now, I really like this Santa better than the this one. I like this style better. I think he's like just more primitive. This one's kind of whimsical and fun, but I like this style of Santa. So, excuse me, my throat is still a little scratchy, and I think I might need to go to check with the doctor tomorrow and see if this is normal, because I've been on antibiotics since Wednesday and today's Sunday. So I don't know if I would think I would be feeling better by now. But anyway, squirrel. All right, so I wanted to show you this, so we'll get back to the video. So, okay, I think I'm going to insert the giveaway. Okay, these were from last week's video, and a lot of you commented the keyword sheep. I'm going to give both of these away today, and I'm going to insert the winner's name here because I forgot to pick it. So I'm going to put it here. So look up from your stitching and see if you are a winner. And again, there's going to be two winners. So the first one that contacts me, tell me which one you want. The only difference is the buttons. And so you'll contact me at priviesandprims@yahoo.com, or you can message me on Facebook on Privies and Prims. So congratulations to the winners. And this week's giveaway, I am going to give away this pattern, this Brenda Gervais pattern. So use the word Noel if you are interested in this one. The word Noel. You must be a public subscriber. I must be able to see. I'm going to put something at the end here of how to change your settings and make sure you're public, because I have to verify that you're a subscriber. And live in the U.S. because I only ship in the U.S. And you have to be 18 because I have to ask for your address. So again, this is this week's giveaway for Merry Christmas, and use the word Noel in your comment. So I'm going to do here, this is a good stack. These are all winter patterns. I think that they're not specifically Christmas, but they're good for winter. And my question this week is, what will you put out when you put your Christmas stuff away? What kind of decorations do you put out? Or do you leave your Christmas stuff up? Like, I usually put mine down at New Year's. So leave me a comment and say when you put yours away and what do you replace it with? Because we're not ready for spring yet. I won't be putting spring out until probably March. So let me know what you do. So some of these I wasn't quite sure if they would be Christmas or not, but we'll talk about it. So this one is Not Forgotten Farm, and I did finish this one on the dustpan, and it's called In the Meadow We Can Build a Snowman. Now it has trees, but they're not decorated like Christmas trees. So I would call this a winter one. And I'll insert here the picture of my finish of it on the dustpan. This one is Merry Winter. This is Country Rustic Primitives on Etsy, and her pictures are small and dark, so it's kind of hard to see. I will post my finish here. And let me see, that was something completely different. Okay, this one is the Little Stitcher, and this says spring. Now this I think was a freebie, the littlestitcher.blogspot.com. It says spring, but I was looking at this one right here, the rabbits with the tree, and it's done in like a winter blue. And I think that would be really cute for winter. Just a little small one. And I do have punch needle patterns also, so stay tuned if you're not a cross stitcher. Okay, this is Mary Snowman, and this is from Christmas 2022 issue of Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher magazine. And this is Teresa's Prim Treasures. That's definitely a winter one. So again, it's got the trees, but they're not decorated. So just winter pine trees. This one is Miss Millie Snow. So she's a little snow lady or snow girl. And I saw this at the Prim Stitchers Society retreat. And at that time, I was not a cross stitcher. And I mean, I kept looking at it and looking at it. And I thought, it made me, I said, this will almost make me want to stitch. Well, eventually I did obviously start stitching, but I'm so glad I have this pattern. So this is Miss Millie Snow, and it's from 2021 Christmas Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher magazine. Is that not adorable? I am definitely stitching this one. And now that I know how to stitch, and it is Teresa's Primitive Treasures. Definitely doing that one. This is Primitive Betty's, and I think this was only $5 on Etsy, and it says Winter Journal cover. I have not stitched this one yet. It's kind of hard to see, but it's got a bird and like a plant with the flowers going up. It's really faded picture. That's just her picture. It's not my printer. This was a freebie by Lori Brecklin, Snowbird. And I did this as a punch needle, and I will insert the picture here. So if you look up Lori Brecklin Not Forgotten Farm freebies, she's got a lot of them. This one I have not done. This is Vermont Harvest Folk Art. This is punch needle. She's got awesome primitive snowmen. So look at with the birds and the swirlies in the background. I love that. This one was a freebie from Bird in the Hand Primitives. And I just printed out a picture of somebody's finish of it because it was just a line drawing. I have not done this one. That's punch needle, but you could do it. Oops. You could do it in cross stitch. But there's the line drawing. I think I reduced it because it looks like it was pretty big to begin with. And this one I did punch needle. It is Perfect Prim Punch Tara Guernsey. And it just says snowman. It's got the red and it's got the holly, but I think it could just be winter. And I'll insert a picture of my finish of this one. And this is another. So on a rare occasion, I don't finish a punch needle or cross stitch. This is one that I started, and I don't know why I put it away and didn't finish it, but it is Noelle, the Frost Lady by Vermont Harvest Folk Art, and it's punch needle. I don't know why I didn't finish it, but that's what I have done, and then I just put it away. I don't know if I ran out of thread or just didn't feel like doing it anymore. That is, it's very rare that happens. So, and it was probably last winter, so a long time ago. I couldn't tell you why I didn't finish it. This one is, I made several of these. This is Holly Jolly Snowman by Brenda Gervais. And I will post a picture of my finish here. I did them in little tin cups that you get at Hobby Lobby in the candle department. Punch needle. This is another punch needle. This is Teresa's Primitive Treasures. Little snowman, and you put it on the funnel. And I'll insert a picture of my finish on this one. You can get this on her Etsy shop. She also has it in rug hooking pattern. This one I never did, but I printed it out. It's, I bought it, but never did it. Punch needle, Michelle Palmer. Look at those intense colors. I think it just looked like more than I felt like doing at the time, and I just never did it. But it's beautiful. This was another punch needle. So these were, I think these were freebies in a magazine or something. Or there was, maybe if you did a Google search, you could find it. So one has a Christmas tree, but the other two don't. But let me see, the designer. "100 Days of Holidays." I'm wondering if it's Better Homes and Gardens, I'm thinking, and it was a free pattern, but you can Google that and look it up. This is another Teresa's Prim Treasures, and I think I made these as little ornaments. I'm not sure, but these are supposed to be pins. If I have a picture of them, I will insert it. And this one I did not make. This is, oh gosh, it's German. Herr Schneemann from Rose Clay of Three Sheep Studio. And this is 2017 Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher magazine. There's the information. I don't think I made him. This one I have made. This is punch needle, and it is a slider box. It says Frosty, and it's Teresa's Primitive Treasures. Now you're going to see I have a lot more punch needle because I just started doing cross stitch last November. So this one I did, and that one I will insert a picture of my finish. And this one is also Teresa's Primitive Treasures, and I will insert a picture of my finish. These are available on her Etsy shop. I think I punched this one. This is Lori Brecklin, Snow Crow. I'm not sure if I did it or not. Winter 2016, and this is Primitive Quilts and Projects magazine. So Winter 2016. That would be in there. Teresa Kogut, punch needle, Frosty. I did this one. I will insert a picture of my finish. Teresa Kogut. And this one is Brenda Gervais, punch needle. I did this one. I will insert a picture of that. I did it for the shepherd's needle as a sample, and she put it on something else. So I will show you my finish of it. And this one, I'm not sure if I did this one or not. If I did, I will post a picture. This is 2016 Christmas Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher magazine. And this, I think I did this one, but this is also Teresa's Primitive Treasures. Here. Teresa Miller. I don't think I've done this one yet. Teresa Kogut. It's a very popular pattern, but I don't think I have punched it yet. And now this one is new. This is Asbury Echoes cross stitch. And it says, "I'll be home for Christmas." But I think if you left that off and just did the snowman and the house and the trees, it could easily be just a winter stitch and not. She's on Etsy. Check her out. She's also on YouTube. She's a floss tuber, and she's new. And she needs new friends on her floss tube, so check her out. But I think if you just left the words off, that could easily be a winter one. Now this is Winter, Brenda Gervais, and this has several in here. This is cross stitch, and I don't think any of them, well, this one has candy canes, so that one would probably be Christmas. Let me see what else we have. This one says Snow Day, so that one is not Christmas. That would be a good winter one. Now this one's called Family Photo. I don't know if you would consider that Christmas or not. There's a lot of cute patterns in here. And this is Photo Booth Fun. Got the 3 snowmen. Winter Wonderland. That's great for winter, but it does have the star on the tree, which kind of makes it Christmassy. But if you left that off, this is the Snowy Chalet. There's a bigger picture of that. And a bigger picture of these. So that one has some in there. If you alter them a little bit, or some of them don't even need altering, they would be Christmas. I mean, they would just be winter. This one is Use Winter Forest 2023 Christmas Winter Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher magazine, and this is from Sugar Maple Designs. Isn't that gorgeous? I love that, especially on that fabric. It is on. Let's see what fabric she used. It's called 32 Count Linen Winter's Night. It's like a dark blue. And this is another Teresa's Primitive Treasures. This is called Chili, and it's 2017 Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher magazine. That would be a really quick little, that's great for a little swap. If you did a small swap, that would be good for that. And this one I'm not sure, so you tell me what you think. It's called Cardinal Kin. A lot of people have stitched this. Plum Street Samplers. I have not stitched it yet. Do you think that's just Christmas, or could you just do the cardinal and some leaves and just call it winter? What do you think about that one? And this one is Snow Magical by Brenda Gervais. I don't think this one is Christmas either. I think this is a good winter one. I'm still going to stitch this, but it hasn't happened yet, and it might not happen until next winter, but someone did send me a piece of fabric for this. Just haven't done it yet. And this is a freebie by Not Forgotten Farm, Susie Snowflake. And there is also a man one that I have to print out. I haven't gotten him yet. And they are a couple. So that one is not Christmas. This one, I'm not sure. Again, could go either way. It's called Cookie's House from Thistles. And I wasn't sure whether to call this one Christmas or just winter. It looks very wintry with the snow. So tell me what you think about that one. So that is it, everybody. I hope that you all have a blessed Christmas. Don't forget to leave a comment for this one with the word Noel. And make sure you are a public subscriber and stay tuned. I'm going to put a little clip in there of how to, or a screenshot of how to change your settings. Tell us what you're working on. Tell us what you're going to decorate with after you take your Christmas down. And I will see you probably in a week. And it'll be New Year's. Oh, for New Year's, my video, I will have all throughout the year, every time I have a finish, I save it in my Google Drive in a folder, 2023 creations. And I've done this. This is the 3rd year I've done this. And then at the end of the year, I will do a slideshow video with music, and it'll show all of my finishes from the whole year. And there's a lot. So that I will show on New Year's Day. So be looking for that. So y'all have a blessed Christmas. Do not stress. It's not about that. Just take a relaxing day and have fun and do some stitching or punching. Merry Christmas, everybody. I'll see you next week. Bye. So I wanted to show you a close-up of this little dresser that I redid. I painted it, and then I took the sander and distressed it some on the edges, and then I just sprayed it with a clear spray paint to seal it, and it came out really good. And there is the bench that I did, and I'll put a before picture here so you can see the comparison. I could not distress this one because it would show that bright green underneath it. So I just left that one as the blue. And then here is my little Christmas tree set up. Got some little glitter flakes on my tree skirt, which I got that tree skirt at I think a thrift store. And the little doll, I think, is Chestnut Junction. And then the Old Timey Christmas cross stitch is Daisy K's Primitives. And the snowman inside it is from Liberty Creek Primitives. And I made those. So this is my little tree that I found in somebody's yard. They set it out for the trash. I made that joy ornament many years ago. And I made the snowflakes for sale. And I did not make that snowman, but it's just 2 little circles of wood. And then a little pottery candy cane and a pottery snowman over here that I bought at craft shows. And I just tucked some berries in there and some primitive candy canes that I made. And the little pine cones here, that's like a pine cone garland that I got at Dollar Tree. And that's it. So this is a Teresa Kogut design that I punched, and I made the hornbook myself. And this is from Kitten Stitcher, is it? Let me think. I'll have to put it below because I don't remember. But this is from the Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher Christmas 2023. And it's on the cover of that magazine. So that is my Christmas. And then up here is a primitive doll that I made years ago, and a friend bought it, and then she just gave it back to me. So I put it on a wreath, and she was redoing her decorations. Put it on a wreath and stuck some berries and stars in there and mounted it there. And then up here, this is a Teresa Kogut design. And that one was a freebie that I got. And this one someone sent to me. That is the Teresa's Primitive Treasures pattern that I just showed you. That tree there is from a thrift store or consignment store. And then the snowman I made many years ago. I don't know the pattern. And this is not Christmas, but this is a pincushion that I made with the Teresa's Primitive Treasures pattern. I have made multiples of them and sold them on Etsy. So that is that display. Down here is a punch needle that I did. That was in Primitive Stitcher magazine. I'm not sure what year. And this guy I bought, I think, at a thrift store. So this is my display in my living room, which I think is very lacking. I need to make more stuff. But I just started doing stitching last November, and I used to have a TV here, so I have to build up the inventory for this. So this is some things. This is Asbury Echoes. I just stitched that one recently. That is something I bought from Teresa's Primitive Treasures. That is the same freebie that was in the other room, just done differently. That was a freebie. All of these are in past videos, and if you go on my Christmas decorations, you'll see them all. Christmas decorations video. This is also Asbury Echoes. These two I bought at a store called In Grandma's Attic in Kinzers, Pennsylvania. It is just outside Lancaster, and she has a lot of locally handmade things. And this, she also sells from this maker, which is Kieran O'Neill. And that is a Brenda Gervais pattern that I made. This is Bird in Hand Primitives. That is a sign that I stenciled. I used to do a lot of stenciling, make signs. And this tree I bought at a craft show last year, and then this one I just made. It's either Country Rustic Primitives or Primitive Stitching. So, and this one is Stacy Nash Uncounted Cross Stitch, because that was before I did counted cross stitch. And that is my decoration setups And then I have some things just kind of scattered through the apartment, but that's basically the main things. So this area right here, I decorate for each season. I have enough for spring. I do not have enough for winter, so I don't know what I'm going to put here when I take this stuff down, but I need to get some more like greenery and things to put in here for next year. So I'll be watching Hobby Lobby to see what's on sale and what I can find that's still left. So see you all. Merry Christmas. See you next week.